October 15, 2025. The nation's eyes are on the Supreme Court. A major decision on gun control, specifically bans on so-called assault weapons, could come any day. These weapons are often used in mass shootings, making the stakes high for public safety and individual rights. Gun rights groups argue these bans violate the Second Amendment and have pushed lawsuits to the highest court. Survivors and families affected by gun violence demand stricter laws, seeing these bans as essential. Gun owners, meanwhile, insist on their right to own these firearms for self-defense. The Supreme Court's ruling could set a single national standard, ending years of legal confusion. This is more than a legal debate. It's a deeply personal, emotional issue dividing the country. The outcome will shape gun ownership and control for generations. The court's next move is a defining moment. Millions await the decision. Will the court strengthen gun control or remove it for these weapons? The answer will impact every American. The nation holds its breath. Assault weapon is a political term for certain semi-automatic firearms, often resembling military rifles like the AR-15. These guns can accept large-capacity magazines, firing many rounds quickly. Supporters of bans say these features make them especially dangerous in mass shootings. The goal: get these weapons off the streets to save lives. Opponents argue the term is misleading. These are not machine guns and function like other semi-automatics. They're popular for sport, hunting, and home defense. Gun rights advocates say bans unfairly punish law-abiding citizens. The debate is about public safety versus individual rights. Supporters believe bans are necessary for safety. Opponents see them as unconstitutional restrictions. This fundamental disagreement is why the issue is now before the Supreme Court. The stakes: safety, rights, and the meaning of the Second Amendment. The nation waits for clarity. Illinois is now the legal battleground for assault weapon bans. Gun rights groups are challenging both a long-standing Cook County ban and a newer statewide law. The Cook County ban has survived decades of legal tests, but now faces new constitutional arguments. The statewide Protect Illinois Communities Act bans dozens of semi-automatic firearms and large magazines. Lawsuits argue these bans infringe on millions of legal gun owners. Lower courts are split, creating legal uncertainty. If the Supreme Court takes the Illinois case, its ruling could end similar bans nationwide. States like California and New York are watching closely. The outcome could set a national precedent. Both sides see Illinois as the tipping point. The legal fight here could reshape gun laws across America. The stakes are national, not just local. All eyes are on the Supreme Court. For years, the Supreme Court avoided the assault weapon debate, leaving a patchwork of state laws. That changed in 2022 with the Bruen decision, expanding gun rights and setting a new test. Gun laws must align with historical tradition. This history and tradition test has confused lower courts, leading to conflicting rulings on bans. Some judges strike down bans, others uphold them. The Supreme Court's silence has only increased pressure for clarity. Recently, the court surprised many by refusing to hear challenges to bans in Maryland and Rhode Island. This move kept those bans in place, despite expectations after Bruen. The justices may be waiting for the right case, or are divided on how to apply their own standard. The legal uncertainty grows. Both sides are pushing for a definitive Supreme Court answer. The court's next step could be historic. Until then, the nation remains in legal limbo. The stakes couldn't be higher. The Supreme Court's refusal to hear recent cases sparked strong reactions. Gun control advocates celebrated, calling it a win for public safety and a sign that bans can survive legal challenges. They argue these laws save lives and protect communities. Gun rights groups, however, were frustrated, seeing it as a missed chance to defend the Second Amendment. They vow to keep fighting, believing the court will eventually strike down these bans. The divide is deep. Both sides are determined. The legal battle is far from over. The nation's debate continues. The Supreme Court's conservative majority has expanded gun rights before, most notably in the Bruen decision. Many expected the court to strike down more gun control laws, but its recent caution surprised observers. Some justices, like Kavanaugh, note that AR-15-style rifles are in common use, which could influence future rulings. The court may be waiting for the right case or more lower court decisions before acting. The conservative justices' philosophy favors strong Second Amendment protections. Their eventual ruling will be pivotal. For now, the future of assault weapon bans remains uncertain. The court's next move could reshape American gun laws. The stakes: individual rights versus public safety. The nation watches and waits. The future of assault weapon bans is still up in the air. The Supreme Court's refusal to act means lower courts will keep hearing challenges in states like Illinois and California. Conflicting rulings create a patchwork of laws. A circuit split the Supreme Court usually resolves. Legal experts agree it's only a matter of time before the court takes up the issue. The possible outcomes are stark. The court could strike down bans, citing common use and lack of historical precedent, or it could uphold them, citing public safety or the weapon's dangerous nature. The decision will affect what firearms Americans can own and how states respond to gun violence. For many, it's about personal security, either through gun ownership or fewer high-powered weapons in communities. The legal fight is ongoing. The country is watching for a final answer. The Supreme Court's ruling will shape American society for years. The stakes have never been higher.